G'day guys, how's it going? Today, beautiful day in the morning, Sunday. Outside is absolutely amazing. Me and my boys playing football in the park. One of the park in Kinross. It's a northern suburb. Beautiful out here today. Park is amazing, beautiful green grass. There's also a playground around. Let me switch the camera a bit. So yeah, people are taking the dogs out here. It's a beautiful spot. There's a playground. My daughter is playing monkey bar over that side. That's my boy playing football here with me. I'm not really a football player, but all his classmates playing football. So he's very fascinated with football. I don't really play football when I was little. Just didn't have the facilities around, you know. Grew up in rural China. Very limited choices, you know, in terms of the sports. I think I've said in past videos, only table tennis and all that, yeah. But here we have many more choices. Ooh, that's a dog around. Are you able to get the ball? That's a eucalyptus tree. People call it gum tree, I think. Yeah, grow gum nuts. Heaps of gum trees in Australia. Different varieties, I think. Yeah, but I still couldn't get my head around. Some more trees are jarrah trees. I can't really tell. Anyway, the park is absolutely amazing with good facilities. People can do exercise here, can swing around the bodies. Decent size of the play area, sports area. Can play football, footies, soccer, rugby, what's not. Here is absolutely perfect, and you can leave your younger children over that side and you can play and let the children play whatever. Dogs can hang out here. He's doing pretty good, my son, football. Really a lot of trees growing in this area and all block the highway. That's a Mami Avenue on that side. A lot of traffic going on, and that trees over there really block the noise on the road, and it feels alright here. Still not ideal, but yeah, when you do sports you kind of forget the noise on the road, I guess. But if you are sleeping at night and the noise on the highway could be a nuisance. I'll turn the camera to myself. I'll focus myself. Active track is on, which is good. Yeah, today I've seen some houses around the region, around the area. We've seen some open home today in Clarkson. Oh, look at this boy, he's doing pretty good. Yeah, pretty expensive now. I saw a 4x2, 1.2 million, right? That's a single story house, and a 2-story house that sells for 1.8 million. Mind you, that's in Clarkson, right? It's not a particular popular suburb, right? Or it's actually Mindarie. I think Mindarie Clarkson used to be one suburb, and later on when they have the Mami Avenue built and then divided Clarkson, they divided Mindarie into Mindarie and Clarkson. And on the coastal side is Mindarie, and on the eastern side of Mami Avenue, that becomes Clarkson. So yeah, so before they were all Mindarie. Anyhow, it's about 30k drive from Perth CBD. So it takes me about half an hour to drive, something like that. It's a long commute, I would say. They do have a decent shopping center. It's called Ocean Key. It's a pretty good shopping center. I'm kicking the ball in the meantime, so yeah, my breath might not be consistent. So yeah, my boy's kicking back to me, and I go get the ball. A lot of eucalyptus tree. All the trees behind me are all eucalyptus tree. When I was in New Zealand, heaps of pukutukawa tree. They grow red flowers in Christmas time. So they call it Christmas trees. But yeah, like I said, those 4x2 bedroom, 4x2 houses selling for 1.2 million, right? Single story. And that was like decades old. All those bathroom and ensuite need a proper renovation. And in general, the house is a bit too old, for like 40 years old. And still selling for 1.2 for a suburb, right? It's half an hour drive from Perth CBD. What do you guys reckon? It's not too bad. Yeah, you know, everything in Australia is quite expensive. I think 1.2 matches the inflation in Australia, the commodity prices, you know. But yeah, compared to many other places of the world, 1.2 is a bit of expensive, you know. 1.2 million, you know, if you change it to Chinese renminbi, that's about, if times 2, that becomes, times 5, that becomes 6 million renminbi, right? Yeah. You can buy 6 houses in my city, Hefei. So it's absolutely expensive. Ooh. So yeah, $1.2 million house, you know, it's not cheap, right? Will the price keep continuing going up? I completely doubt it. I think they reached to the ceiling of affordability and credibility, right? Why I'm saying affordability? Well, people only take home this much of money. Majority of the people buy a house on a loan with a very light deposit, with a current interest rate 6%, 7%, also not. It's not easy to afford 1 million plus of a loan. So the affordability is absolutely an issue here. You have a lot very high commodity prices, service prices, you know. Get your car serviced, buy some clothes from Kmart. Everything is expensive. That drains your disposable income, right? Then you have to pay your mortgages, right? House insurance, council rate, water rate. So this all adds up. You take home is only this much of money. Certainly you wouldn't be able to save much if you are not on a negative cash flow. So the affordability is an issue. Then it comes to credibility. The banks are getting more and more cautious. With the inflation keep going up, they increase the interest rate, and you can borrow less. So they already priced in all those Iran and US wars. So they kind of price in the future price going up, and the sustained uplifted petrol prices, diesel prices, this all get priced in. So the credibility from the bank is getting lower for the people every day. Then let's come to the real estate market. The real estate market will getting hammered because no one can take that much of a loan. There are some people attending the open home. A lot of them, I think, they kind of like an upgrade, the selling of the existing house and to buy a bigger house sort of thing. For surely it's not really for first home buyers really, because first home buyers cannot afford $1.2 million house. Most of them. I'm not saying every one of them. Most of them couldn't afford 1.2 million. That's my girl. Girl is here. How's it going, Annie? Daddy's making a video.
Daddy, no, Daddy play me.
You want Daddy play you? Daddy's making a video, Annie. Daddy, go have a look. Okay, Daddy, go have a look. Hurry, can you play with Mama? Yeah, I will go to Annie. So yeah, this girl wants me to go to the playground. There's decent facilities here in WA. I think there's a lot of playground always. Most of the suburbs have a good and easy access to the playground and sports facilities, which is absolutely good. In China, we never have this kind of thing, you know, in your house, and you can go to this much of open space and green field. It's really hard to come by. When I was little, I've never had this kind of playground. I think I had a swing, put the swing onto the trees, you know, in my grandpa's house, the trees. That's pretty one of the few entertainments for the little children's. Well, here you've got a swing there, you've got a seesaw, got a slides, pretty much everything. So I really feel kids here are so spoiled with all those facilities and good weather. So yeah, WA has really pretty decent weather. This is winter in June. Weather-wise, you can still see the sun, you know. A little bit of wind, as you can see. This is a eucalyptus tree, I think. Yeah. Might not be. It looks like a willow. Yeah, you can see the wind blowing up the willow leaf. That's for sure eucalyptus. It's a big one. So yeah, a lot of greenness around here. So I feel pretty cool. That's one of the houses there. Looks pretty decent with a nice carport. A lot of people's house have solar panels. See their house? They got a solar panel on the roof to utilize all the good quality of the sun in WA, which is pretty good, you know. A lot of people using it, solar panels, to reduce power consumptions in here. And they pay less for the power bills, which is awesome. Back to myself. So yeah, I pretty enjoy the weather here in WA, and a lot of people from New Zealand and Britain, they come here for the good weather. The wage might not necessarily much of higher, but the weather here is definitely a plus. I stayed 11 years in New Zealand. The weather is nowhere near of what we have in Perth. because of winter now, June. I can't imagine what's the weather like in Wellington. It will be rainy and windy for like 2 weeks in a row. Can't even imagine. Now I'm kind of living the dream. If only the housing price is $500,000, then I'll be able to afford it. So those Kiwis and British, they come here to buy the house, they sold their house in their own hometown and easily afford a house here. So all those houses, they don't really need to worry about running out of buyers. There's always plenty of Kiwis and British people that come here to buy out the lands here, the houses here. The infrastructure is pretty good. You're funded by WA government. They have the mining, they have the royalties connected from the mining, gas, iron ore, gold, silver, all those minings. So yeah, in general, they have a pretty good income. And good chunk of the income also goes to the federal government. And then they spend it all, all sorts, the anchors, what's that called? Is that called Australia, AUKUS, yeah. The project, $1 billion project, the submarine, all this money spent in billions quickly, right? So a lot of money get wasted in those defense spending. Those taxpayers' money, only a small portion go to the actual infrastructure that people actually need. A lot of them, they actually go to funding those weapon system, It's owned by American corporations, which is pretty sad. All this money all just gone. Go to those American corporations, and a very small amount that actually goes to Australians' daily Aussies' pockets. So yeah, I think those US corporations, they have a great way to get money out of the taxpayers' pocket. From the US, go to UK, Australia, they have this kind of alliance, and I want to take the taxpayers' money from other countries. I personally, I'm not a big fan of this. I think the taxpayers' money should be going to our own pocket, right? And you shouldn't be spending all your billions of dollars of money go to those defense projects and left the everyday Aussies homeless, right? Yesterday I went out to the street. In the Perth city, I see so many homeless people. It's just crazy. We are in such a rich country. We have so many successful business and successful people. We actually see the tax, and how much money they actually collect in the tax. It baffles me still people, sleep rough on the street. People have mental health issues, and they can't even afford basic roof over their head, basic meals. So the society has a lot of things to consider. I would say most of the people, they doing pretty good in Australia, in Perth, or in Australia in general. In New Zealand is a sort of a worse situation there, because the government doesn't have much of an income. A lot of business fail, and the government doesn't connect the RRD, it's called, Inland Revenue Department, doesn't have that much of income sources. The company, like me, my company, closed down. I used to pay hundreds of thousands in tax a year. But with my business closed down, those RD cannot connect enough of the income, right? And they wouldn't be able to send out those welfares, you know, to the people in need. So that become problematic. And also the infrastructure over there is terrible. You know, the water leaking, the basic road, you know, and landslide, natural disasters. While here in Perth, we don't really have that much of a natural disasters, so that's pretty good. The infrastructure in general is pretty good. Like I said, the parks, the road, the highways, which is pretty decent. So I think in general, infrastructure is pretty good, and I do enjoy the lifestyle here. The weather is pretty awesome, and a lot of things we can do here. Good beaches, you know. We're heading out to the Burns Beach very soon. Kinross, pretty close to Burns Beach, and I'll go there, have a look, and then a new open home somewhere around $2 million, and I'll go have a look. I'll update with you guys with the lifestyle in Perth, and until next time, take care. Peace out.